What's up, guys? How's it going? I got another one of those projects for you. One of those welding projects. And you know, this actually may be the biggest thing I've ever done. Now, I've been thinking about making like a grappler, log grappler, or a grappler bucket for the Volvo loader. And the time has finally come. So I'm gonna kick this project off. However, I'm not sure how it's gonna end up, you know. Don't have a clear picture at the moment. I already have a grappler bucket for the Bobcat. Now, if you're curious, then I did build this from zero, absolutely ground up. Just bought the steel and then started cutting and welding away. And if I recall, then it took me maybe about a week to make it. Maybe a bit less. And cost wise, $600 on steel. I had the cylinders and the hoses, so I only paid about $600 out of pocket for this project. Now, if you want to buy something like this for a skid steer that size, I think that's like $1,500, maybe even a couple of grand there. That's probably if you can get it cheap. It's maybe even more. And absolutely worth it, yeah. This is one of my most favorite attachments for the Bobcat, hands down. It's been very useful. But the reason I want to make one for the Volvo is pretty simple. The simpleness lies in the numbers. Now, Mr. Volvo over there can lift about 7 tons, while Mr. Cat can only do around the grand, I guess. Well, the rear end starts to come off the ground at around the grand. On the paper, it can only do 600 kilos. So I want to have like a boost in material handling. Mostly just to do with transporting log material around, and also the energy wood. So the idea is that on this little plot, when I want to do the forest cleanup, and I'm gonna collect the energy wood into small piles. For example, I'm gonna fire up the Yanmar or something similar. Then I'm gonna cut the energy wood down. I'm gonna go pick it up with the Yanmar, put them in a pile, create these decently sized piles all over the place. And once that part is finished, I can just roll the Volvo here with the grappler, pick up the piles wherever, and just put them here. I can do that fairly fast, right? My only other option would be to use the log trailer, but that means there's like a lot of downtime loading it, then unloading it. But with the Volvo, I could just go and grab it, drive here, dump it, go get another pile. It would be a lot faster. I guess my main grappler size requirement would be that I would be able to grab roughly as much material in a single bite than the log trailer can haul in a single load. Now, I do have a fairly small log trailer, but if I can make the grappler big enough, that would basically mimic the size of this trailer, then I would be happy with that. I've been actually thinking about this project for a while now, and been kind of trying to figure out which way I'm gonna go. Technically, I have like 3 options at the moment, which one of them I'm definitely not gonna choose. The second option seems more and more likely at this point. And the third option is a maybe. Now, my first option was pretty simple. Let's just go buy a grappler, right? Something used. Maybe we can get it cheap. Well, maybe you can get it cheap, but maybe the offers, they don't come every day, you know. As of right now, there are no good options available on the marketplace. But you know, there are a couple of log grapplers on sale, and I did ask about the price. Now, if I can find the image for you, then I'm gonna draw it on the screen as well, but I found something like this. I can't confirm if it's the same thing or not, but I guess you can get like a clear picture of what I'm talking about. and they wanted 9 grand plus tax for it. So all in all, like almost 12 grand out of pocket for that thing. Oh man, dude, I paid 5,500 bucks for that guy. I'm not paying 12 grand for a freaking used attachment. So safe to say that that idea immediately flew out of the window. Now my second option was, let's order steel. Let's build something like that ourselves. So and Spence did some wild math, and I concluded that we're gonna need about, well, anything between 1,500 up to 2 grand euro dollars worth of steel. I mean, that seems about right? I know. Now, when you actually compare those numbers to the 9 plus tax, then it totally makes sense to just kind of build it yourself, right? I mean, that's several times cheaper than buying the other thing. Although the other thing is probably manufactured like 10,000 times better than what I can do in this workshop. But then again, that thing has been built while keeping in mind that the thing is in use 24/7, hauling logs around. So it has to endure the violence. While for me, maybe I'm gonna use it like once per year. So the thing that I will make probably doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be super strong, and it should manage. It should work for me, right? That's not really that important. And honestly, I thought I'm gonna go with that option. Well, to be honest, maybe we'll still do. I almost even ordered the steel up. I called my steel guy and told him I need this, I need that, blah blah blah. He told me 1,200 kilograms. That's gonna be about 1,600 bucks, 1,700 bucks. So I almost placed the order for that, and then Steve gave me a dirt option. So as of right now, I put the steel order on hold while I try to figure out the dirt option. The dirt option is actually pretty simple. Steve's buddy, I guess, he has this old special grappler bucket that he wants to get rid of. I'm gonna try to find like a picture of that and also put it on the screen for you. And the guy wants about 500 bucks for the thing. I figured why not, seems like a pretty decent price considering all the hydraulics and stuff are connected to it as well. I think the hydraulics alone are at least like 400 bucks worth. Plus we have that decent base for the grappler bucket build, I suppose. I'm not really sure on what machine it came off from, but no, the steel seems to be there. So I figured maybe I can just kind of re-engineer or build that thing or use that thing as a base and then build or configure that thing into a log grappler instead that I can also use for energy wood. I think that seems like the most best option, right? Out of the other deal, well, when you compare it to the other deal. And in worst case scenario, we're not going to use the base, we're just going to make it. We're still going to order that steel and make our own, but then we can use the hydraulic cylinders from that on my build. So I think it's not really like a bad idea to buy it. And I'm going to go pick it. I'm going to go try to pick it up tomorrow. So that's going to be quite an interesting journey, I guess. Now, I'm not really sure how much the thing weighs, but considering the measurements, it's going to fit into my trailer. Apparently it's about 2.2 meters long. My trailer is 2.7, so definitely gonna fit that way. The height is 0.8 meters. That's not a problem as well. And the width, the guy told me it should technically fit, but it might be a bit close. Weight though, nobody actually knows that, sadly. There is a stamp on the frame, but that's completely worn down. Usually the weight is imprinted on the stamp as well. But no, if we eyeball it, I think it's around 700 kilos. Something like that. Now, technically, I can put about 600 kilos on this trailer, If I put a bit over, then it's kind of illegal. But no, maybe it's not that heavy. You know, I guess we'll see once we get there. The maximum amount of I put on this trailer is when I was hauling cement around, and then I had about 900 kilos on it. I don't really want to go over that, honestly. The trailer just kind of wants to do its own thing. If it's too heavy, then you need a bigger trailer. I don't have a bigger trailer, and I would need to go and rent one. But now I figured maybe we can haul the thing with this. Then I don't really need to worry about it too much. Guess we'll see once we get there. So yeah, currently guys, I have like no idea where this video is gonna go. Guess we'll take one step at a time. I know one thing, that the end goal is to make a grappler for the Volvo, and it's either gonna be made out of the thing that I'm gonna go buy, or we're gonna make it from the ground up. So those are my two only options. Clearly I'm not gonna go buy the 10+ grand thing. Hell no. So oh, by the way, it's like extremely cold at the moment, so that's really not gonna help with anything, but that's quite irrelevant information. So let's go get that thing, I guess. Oh man, I sure picked the best time to go pick that thing up. Will the Honda even go? Everything is so slow, man. Oh, no. The clutch pedal is stuck to the floor. Look at that. What the hell? Oh. This is the coldest start I've ever done with this guy. Glad it went. Maybe we should go fire up the gear. No. Yeah, I know guys, I could keep the car inside the workshop and then it would be easier, but I have Bobcat at the workshop. I need that too as well. Puruksi. Kuule seda ma panen siia sisse kuidagi. Did that just happen? Me. I shouldn't have hit it. It doesn't want to stay inside anymore. Nothing works. Ei saa. Tää puutun perässä jäättöönkin paljon. That piece of crap actually works. Oh, almost. Whatever, man. I'm gonna buy a new socket for later. At least I have signals. Here we go. should pick the perfect day to go steel hunting, right? But anyway, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I did put like a little piece of sheet metal inside the trailer. Now the guy told me that I should take some pallets with me because there's some pointy things on the bottom and they might go through the floor. But I don't really want to like take it too high because then the center of gravity goes higher. I want to keep it low. So I figured I'm just gonna put like a piece of steel on the bottom so nothing will go through the floor. Hopefully that's gonna prevent that from happening. And about the journey itself, it's gonna take maybe like an hour and a half, which doesn't really seem a lot, right? But if you consider that Estonia, well, if you want to drive like one end of Estonia to another, you're looking at around a 3-hour journey. So technically we're gonna go drive half the country there and back. If you look at it like that, then it's quite long. But I think it's still worth it. Oh, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to videotape anything there because the guy is like very secretive, I guess. He wouldn't even give me his name or phone number. I'm kind of talking to him through another person, you know, and he only wants hard cash. So I'm pretty sure he's not gonna agree to any filming business, but we'll see. I'm gonna ask anyway. If not, then we'll just kind of teleport back to the homestead. It's a bit bigger than I imagined it would be, honestly. Now I'm kind of thinking maybe I should have rented a bigger trailer. The loading part on was pretty simple, but it kind of seems big, but it's not really heavy, I think. Well, I'm not really sure about the weight. The guy told me 600, 700 kilos, but it feels a bit more. Guess we'll know once we get home. If we get home, I mean. You know what, let's do like a little time lapse of driving home. The weather is just so nice. Plus maybe we'll get pulled over by the cops and then my asshole will be enlarged. dude, I think we're actually gonna make it. Almost home now. I took the scenic route. The trip was a bit longer. About 2 hours and 30 minutes, roughly. Wow. Honestly, I didn't want to take the highway with that thing. I feel like driving 60 miles per hour with that load. Actually, the entire trip was like 50 tops. I didn't really go over that. It kind of felt wrong, you know. I was being very cautious. But you know, the most important part is that we are home now, safe and sound. It's kind of big, honestly. I mean, width-wise, the guy is perfect for the loader over there, I would say. This is 2.2 meters, the loader is 2.5 meters wide from the wheels, so width-wise, perfect. But then I guess we'll see. Let's try to get the thing off the trailer. Hopefully Bobcat will be able to lift it, because I don't really have any other options at the moment. Everything's kind of frozen. But if we do manage, then I'm probably gonna try to get this thing into the workshop somehow. Dude, it was like minus 27 5 hours ago. Right now it's minus 8. It's just crazy how the weather can change so fast. Kaamrit ka ei ole kuskil. What the crap, that thing actually looks bigger than the Bobcat, man. I can't believe I actually drove that thing here, bro. That's 600 kilos my ass, bro. Not good. Okay, bending my trailer away. Maybe that's not that bad. You can push that back, but look at this. Yeah, I should have definitely went with a flatbed. This is just stupid. This is next level stupid even. This is pretty bad actually. Now hopefully I can get this end up and then just kind of drive away with the trailer. Oh, the frame is still straight. Good thing, actually good thing I put that steel plate there, bro. There, I would have a bunch of holes in the floor right now, definitely. Well, I'd say this trailer actually survived. Look at that. Like new. Anyone wanna buy a mint condition trailer? It's only slightly used. But dude, if I would have known this was this heavy, I wouldn't have taken that. I would have rented the other thing. This was just colossally stupid, honestly. I went with the number which the guy told me, 600 kilos. Clearly not very good. The trailer survived, but it's just kind of dangerous to haul something that size on a puny little dirt like that. Guess that's the stamp that's missing. But guys, for 500 bucks, I think this is a steal. I mean, it has a lot of steel, right? If we haul this to the scrapyard, I think we can get like easy 250, 300 euros for it. And that's not even counting the cylinder stuff. So, you know, buying this was definitely worth it. I think I can use it for this project. I'm not really 100% sure yet. One thing's for sure, I don't think we should try to drag this guy into the workshop because well, if we finish it, how I'm gonna get it out of the workshop, bro? We need to pull it out with Joseph. But then again, I would rather not work on it outside, so maybe we can actually, you know, put it in there. Try to, I mean, we can try to finish it in there and then maybe then pull it out with Joseph. If Bobcat can do it. Okay, so I got a new plan. I still want to work on it inside the workshop. I think that's the best option. Now, for example, if I need a tool, I need to go from one building to another, and that just kind of gets old very fast. But you know, before I take it to the workshop, I'm gonna remove a lot of the unnecessary crap on it. For example, I definitely don't need that part, and I think I need to disassemble this whole cutting plate apparatus anyway. So that's not going to work as a grappler. Maybe we can also take the cylinders off and then just kind of drag the base frame into the workshop and try to figure out the next step from there. I think that seems like a pretty good plan. So let's do that. Oh, this part is actually that part. I thought it was... Yeah, look at that. I thought it was something else, but it's been bent upwards like that. Look at that. That's cool, I guess. Look at that. Pin looks like brand new. It looks pretty good. I guess that farmer dude took care of the thing. Nicely greased everything. Don't make me bring out the nut buster. Wow. Look at that bolt bend, guys. Kuradi nahhui rais. I mean, I think it's gonna work. Yeah, look at that. A little bit of heat goes a long way, guys. This with the Is it even moving, man? Doesn't feel like it's moving. I think it's actually gonna fall on the back end once I remove the final pin. Yeah, definitely the center pin didn't get anything. I think they should separate now. Check it out, guys. Bobcat's got a new attachment. Let's call it the wrap. Its purpose is to push the atmosphere higher. Yeah, that's the thing. Trust me, bro, I'm an engineer. I mean, an astronaut. I don't think we're gonna actually make it. honest, actually, I don't think it was that heavy. This part felt like, I don't know, maybe 600 kilos. And I don't think the other part is over 200 kilos, so perhaps the total weight was about 800. I'm not sure why Bobcat was unable to lift it. The hydraulics just kinda refused. Anyway, guys, give me a moment. I need to do some complex math in my head. Basically, I have no idea what to do. But no, it's okay. I'm gonna go to the outhouse and try to figure crap out. Plus I think I need to order some steel anyway. Vittu, siit midagi kätte vaja saada, siis tõsta lolliks ennast siin. Tule, ma olen loll limenaasega. Rollimaks enam minna ei saa. What the crap, man? Palju see vend müüs mulle, ma ei aru. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Man, my steel guy screwed me over. I was asking for 20 meters of plate. Guy sold me 30 meters of that plate. Well, at least I'm not the only one who can't do math, apparently. Can't wait until I get the bill. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. So I got 10, but I ordered 7. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. I got 3, but I ordered 2. Double whoops, I guess. What about the third thing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, but I ordered 5. Triple whoops, I guess. Look at that. Guy oversold me stuff significantly. But I think it's fine. I'm sure I'm gonna need it somewhere. Oh, by the way, guys. Look at this thing. I found it somewhere. But it's sort of a secret right now, so... One more piece of the puzzle. Something that I would need for this project. I really like round things. I'm kind of hoping to use that as a pushing pace. But yeah, I think I know where the confusion came from. I actually called the steel guy up, asked why so much, and I changed the order a bit after I got that thing. I toned it down, but I guess he never got the memo. And he still shipped me the old order before I even thought I could get this. So technically we can use that to build like a log grappler from the ground up. But now we also have this. So honestly, I'm not really sure yet. It's been several weeks. This thing has been sitting inside the shop for at least a couple of weeks now. I've been doing other things while I was waiting for the steel order. And I still don't have like a good plan how I'm gonna make this work, but give me at least a couple of more weeks. Actually, I need to go wrap up other stuff. Then we'll figure that part out. Oh, I need to close that as well. See you soon. Okay, guys. This project now has my full attention. Let's try to get to work. It's been a while. If you're curious, then about a month and a half. Ever since that guy rolled into the shop. Stupid cabin. Who would have thought that building like a kitchen there is gonna take forever? Certainly not this dude. But I think we should go to the planning department and try to figure stuff out. Welcome to my research and development department. Stupid font size is too big. Research and development. So technically I think I have like 3 options that we can choose from. And we need to convert this guy into like a log grappler, and I'm pretty sure doesn't work. So we gotta go try something else. But yeah, technically 3 different approaches that we can take in order to make this work. Okay, so currently I can't really recall what the third one was. So I guess that's not important. If you can't remember, then that's garbage anyway. But the first 2 ideas, I've been kind of fighting between these 2, which route to take. Got it in the middle there. The one will be side view, the other will be up view. But the first option would be, I'm just gonna try to like mimic what I have there, sort of. So we have like that, then it goes like that. I mean, I should have started on this side. Ignore that part, that's a graphical glitch. It's not supposed to be there. Then like that, goes like that, goes like that. Then we have the cylinder up there. It basically like goes down like that, something like that. No, close enough. I think the font size is still a bit too much, but hopefully it will fit everything in frame. Technically, I need to do like a couple of things here. I need to add an extra piece of steel down there, which will go out further like that, and I think it needs to point downwards, not upwards. And on the Bobcat, these things point upwards, but I think for this setup it would be better if they point downwards, just like the proper log grappler I showed you before. And from here on out we can either go with this route or the other route. So on the other idea, I'm gonna make this one a bit smaller. This part is similar, something like that. So on this setup we extend the frame out upwards like that. It also goes like that, and then we have like a pivoting point over there that we need to install, and the cylinder will still be located on the same spot. Ram will be going up there with its piston, and then we need to construct like a extra frame that will go through the pivoting point. Whoops, something like that. And now this is the claw part, which will be closing like that. So we got a pivoting point there, cylinder mount there, and the original cylinder mount over there. If the cylinder goes down, claw opens. If the cylinder is pushed out, claw closes. So with this setup, we don't need to alter the cylinder locations whatsoever. They can stay there, but I think I'm gonna remove the center one. I don't need 3 cylinders here. That's a bit overkill, definitely. These are 70mm rams. So wild math, I'm guessing they're about 30 tons push force per ram. So 60 ton push force for the claw, which is insanely high. So we definitely don't need the third cylinder as well. We can delete that. But now this part will be installed like that, almost actually vertical. And then we'll have that frame which will come up here. There will be a pivoting point somewhere over here, or maybe higher. I'm not really sure about that right now. And then we need to build the claw, which closes. That is probably going to be the hardest part of this project, I think, just to get that right. I guess the upper view would look something like this, perhaps. It's very similar to the... I'm going to have like a little thing in the center there. It's very similar to the original thing, I guess. The upper thing will be where the claw will ram against if it closes, so it doesn't go any further than that. This one will have the same upper view, basically. But this one, this idea requires a bit of finesse, I guess. So we extend the frame up like that, a bit more even perhaps. Same story over there. Something like that. Frame goes there. The pivoting point will be somewhere over there, and we need to relocate the cylinder also, like somewhere over there. And there will be another pivoting point right there. But the claw part will be very similar, except it will be a bit shorter, I guess. Probably need some type of a extension frame part over there as well. So basically this is the exact version of the picture I showed you guys before, which was 9 grand. And this could be a optional option as well to build that. I do have the steel for it, but I'm kind of leaning towards that design right now. It's a lot easier. I don't need to do like new mounts for the cylinder, plus a lot less material. if I can keep the weight of the grappler itself lower, then I can grab more material as well, right? So with this, I'm kind of afraid that I'm gonna make the grappler like 5 tons, and that's just not gonna work whatsoever. So right now I'm kind of leaning towards this idea. I did a bit of googling and I've seen grapplers like this as well. Most of them look like that, but some of them also look like that, and I think that would work, but I'm not like 100% sure. Maybe I'm gonna have like tilting problems, not be able to open it completely or close it completely. I'm not really sure about that right now. However, this seems like a lot more complex to pull off. So I think we should go with that option. I've been giving it a lot of thought actually, and it's just kind of annoying. My head already hurts. I wonder what the third option was, though. Oh yeah. For a moment there I thought maybe we could make a grappler just like I built on the Bobcat. But actually the cylinder location is kind of bad for that. It would be best if it was there, not here, for that setup. So we would need to relocate the cylinders, and we could make like 2 identical claws, just like the Bobcat has, 1 cylinder powering each claw. So I guess that's an option for this setup as well. Maybe it's even like a better option than the first one. I'm not really sure, but for that the base has to be different. The base can't be just like 2 claws or forks. The base has to be just like the Bobcat's base, individually placed steel blades, and there's gonna be a lot of them. But other than relocating the cylinders, I think we wouldn't really need to do much of anything to the main frame. Perhaps we need to take the cylinders a bit higher for that to work. Yeah, the cylinder needs to be higher, definitely. We need to bring that up, but other than that, just add the base plate, build the 2 claws, relocate the cylinders. Should work, right? But I think I'm still gonna go with option number 1. I'm afraid that if I do the Bobcat's version of this guy, then I'm not gonna have the bite size that I'm looking for, honestly. If I extend the frame out upwards, then I'm gonna also increase the bite size. Right now the bite size is about the same size as we have on the Bobcat, and I would definitely like to have more on the loader. I mean, that guy is almost 10 times the size of Bobcat, right? It would be great if we had that option to bite bigger. Something like that. But yeah, I think let's go with option 1. This moment kind of sucks right now, because if I choose the wrong style, then I'm screwed at the end of the movie or series or whatever this is gonna be. I'm not really sure. Everything is kind of telling me option 1 right now. I mean, if that kind of sucks, then we can always convert to option 2. The bottom part is the same for both of them, so that's a done deal. But the upper frame can be adjusted for option 2 as well, and I definitely don't want that option. That works for Bobcat, but for the Volvo, I don't think that's gonna work out very well. So screw that emptiness as well. This is a maybe, and right now let's go with that. R&D has ended. Let's get to work. Before we do anything, let's check out the cylinders, guys. We don't want the same thing to happen to us. What happened to us with the Kirvent cylinder, right? I mean, do a bunch of work, then find out that the cylinder is a joke. Now all of them do have like a little rust ring, but it's at the end of the stroke, so that doesn't matter. Look, a bunch of mildew on the bottom, but then we can clean that off. A couple of rust spots here and there. Huh. You guys remember that thing, right? Perfect little tool to test out the cylinders. There's a little problem though. Küll aeg üldse viimane tõus, aga ma ei tea, Everesti ronid vaid. Vittu ta ronib kiirteelt mööda ka, noh. I would definitely do add a trailer hitch to this guy. Oh. You're not helping, guys. There's no motivation without a whip. Any leaks, I guess they're good. I'm gonna leave that guy there for now. And once we finish the claw part, then we probably need to test it out as well. First things first, I need to get rid of those things. I think these things are bolted down with a giant bolt. At least this one is. Go take a look, guys. Yeah, I think we should just cut them off. Probably gonna take forever there. Try to undo those. Alright, that's a piece of crap. Man, dude, whoever needs to assemble those every day, guy deserves a raise. Even if he's making all the money in the world per minute, he still deserves a raise. Actually, guys, I'm gonna try to get the nuts out. Maybe they will just pop loose, who knows. Those are some pretty decent nuts there. Maybe we can use them on some other project. Oh man, I need to hold the other end somehow. Oh, get this one. Someone needs to be here. What's up, bro? That thing's not even moving, man. Oh, whatever. Now, I could probably get those nuts off, but it's just gonna take forever and not worth it. A waste of time.
more sparks, then I can go.
I guess that kind of works as well. I've been kind of thinking how I'm gonna make the bottom two arms. Weld them to the base frame here. I think I'm gonna have like two options. Either make them separately on the welding table, then lift this guy, place those legs on the floor, and then lift this guy on the legs, weld it like that, or maybe like weld piece at the back, like that. Would be great if I got this guy out of there now. That's pretty good. Man, what is that? What crap happened there, man? Sticky, man. Oh, it's really dirty. Kuradi jook, sina oled, ma ei saa aru, noh. Paika pandud ja siis mast lihtsalt tšaupab ka, ma lähen reisile. I mean, let's try again. I think it's ready. Let's go to the forest, pick a load. Probably ready stick bolt that and then oi jumal, selline ahju minu perse sees. Yeah, that sort of reminds me how I clogged my buddy's toilet last week. What a mess that was. I think that's not gonna go anywhere, but because this part is like a critical part, I guess. A lot of force goes into this area. I'm later gonna add a steel plate back here as well, which will tie these two pieces together. So that's gonna beef it up a bit, and I'm gonna try to weld it from the other side as best as I can as well. And surprisingly, this thing did not pull that way, although I only welded on one side. I was pretty sure it's gonna pull that way, but it seemed pretty straight overall. Maybe like slightly like that perhaps, but it's I think it's good enough. I think I don't need to worry about if it's super straight or not. It just needs to be strong and needs to function. It needs to do what it needs to do. Something smells like poop. I'm serious, guys. Something smells like poop. I think it's manure. I think this is cow shit. Smells like that toilet incident a couple of weeks ago. Sorry about that, by the way. It was not my fault. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Before we do the next part, I think we should add the two plates on the other side as well. Kind of level the playing field, per se. Goodbye steel plates, they said. It will be fun, they said. I think it's fine actually. I just need to get myself one of those handheld circular saws with a dry cut blade. But that would definitely speed this part up. I wonder how much one of those things costs. Maybe we could order one up. Peace out. Look at that. Salud, Mr. Makita. That part was kind of annoying. I didn't have any good ideas how to make sure that the two arms are on the same plane, with the main frame. I tried some measure taping, but got some confusing numbers. I mean, for example, this is 125, this is 126, or almost 7. So 125, 126, 7. That means this part needs to go lower, but if we take it from here to the pin, that's 190, 188. So the height is telling us that that part needs to go lower, but this is telling us that that part needs to go higher, right? Because if it goes lower, then 190 will increase. It needs to be 188. So, I don't know. I just went in the middle. I just eyeballed the thing, like I do always. Visually it seems pretty straight, I guess. And technically there's only like one good way to make sure that they are on the same plane, and that is to put it on the ground. Now, if the floor is level, that is. Then you can pretty much get them nicely straight. But no, I did not want to do that because I'm pretty sure I can't actually get this thing on the ground without the Bobcat's help. Plus I still need to get it up. I need to install the bottom plates, and I think I also need to, for the center part, I need to install something there as well. But no, let's do the bottom plates first. Then figure that part out. Now for the bottom plate, I'm going to use 10mm. I think I don't need super thick material there. Yeah. That's not moving. What's smoking stuff? But anyway, guys, I think we'll finish the boxes a bit later. Still need to add the top plus weld all the sides, but I think that's better if the thing is on the ground. However, before we put it on the ground, we should try to figure out the center part. One thing that I want to mention though, I think the cap is kind of insane. Between the two. Well, I don't even know what to call these. Are these forks? Arms? Legs? I have no idea. Pretty sure they have like a special name, but I have no idea. I'm just gonna call them whatever pops in the head. But yeah, I think the cap is just kind of big, honestly. Even on the 9 grand log grappler model, the cap was not that big. I think the entire width on that one was 1.8 meters, but this one is a bit wider. This is almost 2.2 meters, so yeah, 35 centimeters wider actually than that one. I would like the cap to be something smaller, like 1.3 meters, maybe 1.4 maximum. 1.8 is a bit insane actually. That means I can't grab like shorter logs, anything that is below 2 technically. 2 might even be an issue. You have to grab it like perfectly from the center. Maybe it's not a problem. I'm not really sure, honestly. I could have taken them a bit closer to each other, but it would have looked kind of weird, I believe, because the frame's there, other frame is there. So I wanted to line those up. If I put the arm or leg or what's her face over there, then it's not gonna line up with the other frame part, right? So it would probably look a bit weird. That's why I installed them on the spots. Yeah, maybe the center part will make it look less wide, but yeah, this is always like a downside with this particular grappler, I guess. It's just a bit too wide. Even for the Volvo, it's a bit too wide. Maybe it's not a problem though. I mostly want to use it for 2 things: logs and energy wood. So I think both of them should actually stay inside the grappler once I put the claw down. And hopefully they're not gonna fall out from the center. That would be kind of sucky, but I think it's kind of wide, but I think it's gonna work. I just had to say it. What about this part? Okay, if you're unaware, then I need to put something in the center where if the claw closes, it will ram against that. So it's not gonna be like a third leg. It's actually gonna be something shorter, maybe like this far, and I'm gonna build like a wall, weld like a wall there, and the grappler will ram against that wall. That's the way it's gonna close. That's like the end stroke, so to speak. And I think it needs to be on the same plane as the arms. Maybe, I'm not really sure. Maybe it needs to be higher. I guess we're building something like this, I guess. But it's gonna be slightly different, I suppose. But actually, I haven't really decided what I'm gonna do about the upper part of the thing. That's still a mystery at the moment. Maybe we're gonna build something like this instead. There we go. There's the end plate there, which I wanna do. But if we're not gonna do that design, then that's kind of pointless. Look at that thing, guys. Only 3.5 grand from China. I wonder how much the shipping would cost. Probably even more than the grappler. Would be great to just order from China, right? So cheap. Wow. Locally they want a 9 grand for a used thing. This is brand new, 3.5. Look at that. What a joke. Okay, guys. New day, new ideas. It's just so annoying. Dude, I couldn't sleep at all yesterday. I was in bed thinking. That's actually a pretty good way to not fall asleep, you know. You just kind of think too much. So, sorry if I'm a bit slow today. I'm just tired. But overall, I'm just kind of in conflict with this project a lot. The main issue is that I can't make up my stupid mind which route I want to take. And then I'm like second guessing every decision I make. It's just very annoying, you know. Yeah, after browsing those pictures yesterday, I couldn't stop thinking about it. And yeah, at the moment I have two options that I might do. I mean, one of them, put some more light for you guys. And one of them looks like this. Right? Something that we have always planned. But the other one now looks like this. I mean, technically they're the same, but you know, this looks way cooler, right? So it has that going for it, but then again, that version uses way less material. It's probably more practical because of the thing that I have. Also, I think it's easier to build. I mean, this is a lot more complex to weld together, right? Right? Dude, I don't know. Hence why I mentioned the conflict part. Oh, I had like a third option, as a third idea as well. You know, with this design, I was thinking maybe we could add like a third leg in the center as well. Although this doesn't have one, I do have that cylinder very conveniently placed in the center. So I figured maybe if we go down this route, then we could add that third leg in the center. Now, it would definitely improve something, but then again, it would add unnecessary weight, I think. We also have to keep the weight in mind because we can't make it too heavy. Then it's kind of impractical. I mean, the entire weight of the grappler is what the Volvo is capable of lifting, then it doesn't really make any sense. You're kind of carrying the grappler around and not really any material. So as of right now, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I'm still kind of thinking it over. It's just I'm kind of leaning towards this design though. As of right now, maybe I'm gonna change my mind again, but this just seems like easier to do, I guess. So with that being said, I think I'm not gonna add anything in the center right now. I mean, if it's necessary, then I'm gonna always do it later, I suppose. And technically, what's the password? I don't know. I just used the fingerprint. But yeah, so that part doesn't have anything in the center, and also this part doesn't have anything in the center there. So maybe that's not even necessary. So let's skip that right now. We can always add later, I hope, if it's necessary. No, I'm just gonna try to wrap up the lower part with this video, and then we'll resume the thinking phase, I guess, for the next video. So I need to get this guy level with the ground now. Hold the back end shut, and also the top part of that. Make sure that everything's solid. And I think I also need to add some armor plating here as well, to make sure that I can't break the legs off for whatever reason. So I'm gonna go fire up the Bobcat. I'm gonna take this guy out of the workshop right now. I don't think I'm gonna need any parts from this guy at the moment, but most likely I'm still gonna scavenge some parts for the build as well from this section. Just not right now. Actually looks like one leg ended up being a bit off. And that one is slightly above ground, but that's flat with the ground, so. But you know, whatever. I think that's very minimal, and that's most likely not gonna be even noticeable outside on uneven ground. All in all, I'd say my eye did a pretty good job. That's something here now. Maybe we could use these parts, leftovers. Yeah, that works pretty good. That should add some traction to the thing. But anyway, guys, you know what I kind of find funny? Welding. It's sort of like yoga, I think. Now, I'm no yoga expert, but just think about it. And especially if you're doing long seams. I mean, you have to hold your body at a weird position for a prolonged piece of time. And then while you're doing that, you have plenty of free time to think about your poor life choices. I mean, that's exactly like yoga, right? Or not? I don't know. Kuhu sa lähed, no? Stay on the head, piece of crap. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but let's try. I think it's working. Not half bad. This actually works out better than I thought it does. The key is not to overdo it, because then you're screwed. Look at that nonsense. Clearly not nonsense. Well, that was a bunch of fun, especially the last part. So I don't even want to see what the bottom world looks like because I couldn't see anything. I was just like, stick somewhere, bunch of sparks somewhere else, and I have no idea what's going on down there. Honestly, it's just a huge mess. I think I need to once I put this guy on the loader, maybe then I can build up the bottom side a bit better. It's just a mess. But next up, I think I need to add some armored plating here as well. There, same on the other thing. And I was thinking maybe I also need to cut these legs actually a bit more curvy. Maybe they're a bit too aggressive right now. And basically, like, tip has to be as narrow, I guess, or short as possible, and then it just kind of gets thicker, and from here we should have like a piece of plate. guess it would make like sense to buy bigger steel plates and then like cut the odd sizes out, I guess. If you have like a decent plasma cutter, or no, you could use oxidors as well. But actually I did that when I built the grappler for the Bobcat. I bought these 1 square meter steel plates, and then I cut everything out of that. But you know, this time I did not do that because you're gonna have like really weird leftovers that you can't really use anywhere. So that's like waste. Plus those giant plates, they're very heavy, they're annoying to move around. Something like that is a lot easier to stack, and virtually there are like no leftovers, right? You can even use pieces like that up, very small pieces. So I think in the future I'm not gonna buy any big plates. I'm just gonna do it like this. Seems to make a lot more sense, I guess. Would be convenient, definitely, but I think it's just not worth it. I think I can do like a couple of pieces there. Actually, I'm just gonna put these off cuts that I got before. I think I don't need a lot here. I'll try to match them up, I guess.
Freaking yoga, man. I mean welding.
But dude, yeah, been basically welding the entire day. And then with a little cutting action as well. Kinda getting boring now. Looks like the lens broke in half as well at some point. Most likely due to this guy. You know, the camera just can't handle this block. This block. Starting to actually get heavy now, I think. I'm not even close to being finished yet. This might be a problem. Well, obviously we're not finished, like I said, and we need to add more stuff. But guys, I think this area should be pretty solid now. What do you think? No, I mean this section, or maybe this is called like a membrane part now. I think it's not gonna go anywhere. Should be pretty solid overall. But then again, the loader weighs 17 tons. And I was kind of imagining a scenario where we're gonna lift the rear end of the loader up if this thing gets stuck somewhere. Then that's probably gonna put like a lot of pressure or tension. Yeah, probably tension into this whole area. So I'm not really sure. Hence why I'm asking you. What do you guys think? I did have the option that maybe like put a longer piece there, but I did not want to lose volume of the grappler, you know. If I put a longer plate into this area as a support, then I'm gonna lose biting room, right? So I figured whatever, maybe these are good enough. I think I'm gonna leave them like that. Should be. Well, if we do manage to break them, then we can always fix them in the future, right? I mean, that's always an option. Oota, niin läheb ka ja siis pole võib-olla pikema jutti või midagi. Actually, guys, there's one more little support we can add. Let's call it moral support. Secret weapon done. This is gonna hold everything together. Look at that. This is what happens if you sleep in the math class. Nothing matches up anymore. Don't sleep in math classes, guys, or you will end up like me. An underperforming YouTuber with bunch of broken Soviet equipment. That life sucks. One moment. There's a conflict. That should add some extra armor points, alright? Well... Aunt Spence is making cheese. about this part though? I want to remove some of the material a little bit. It's kind of bulky right now, and if you try to like grab, I don't know, like a single piece of log, then it might be a bit of a problem because the log will just kind of want to roll away from you. It won't go over the edge. Currently I'm thinking maybe like I should leave at least 10 as minimal, and then just go like a straight line somewhere over there.
Yeah, the cutting is actually pretty good, but holding this thing up is kind of tiring. Heavy bastard. Sexy boat. Better, but I can't see what I'm cutting. Okay. That was actually doable. And I think it's worth it. It looks a bit better. Plus, look at all that chow. Clean. So good. How long did that take? 8 minutes. 8 minutes, guys. Actually not that bad. Oh look, I got a walking stick out of this mess. Oh. But anyway, I wonder what fun thing is next.
Oh look! More welding. I bet nobody saw that coming. think I should change the title of this video to something like Ants Pants Welding or Absolute Ton of Crap Together. Because I think this episode alone is like probably more welding than I did on the entire firewood line combined. You know.
I mean, it's good enough for
Like 10 millimeters shorter than it needs to be. Maybe fine. I mean, look at the bright side. That's 10 millimeters that I don't need to go. Something's going sideways, I think. Man, look at that. I think that's gonna be a press fit.
Holy shit. Bravissimo.
That was the longest session of yoga I've ever had. Man, what an episode! This is by far the most amount of welding I've ever done in a single video. By far. What a mess. But dude, I think the bottom part came out pretty solid. I don't see this thing breaking, even if we lift the rear end of the Volvo up. I don't see this thing snapping anywhere. No, sideways strength is kind of questionable at the moment. So I was thinking maybe I'm gonna add some side diagonal supports like that as well, but I'm not gonna do that right now. You know, I'm still not 100% sure. Maybe I'm gonna add the third leg in the center as well. Then we don't need to add diagonals. Then we can just kind of add pipes through the 3 legs, and that will secure everything up. But yeah, I'm not really sure right now, because we'll see in the future. But yeah, I'm pretty happy how at least the 2 legs came out. Took me like 2 full days to actually make these 2 legs, but you know, I think it was totally worth it. I mean, those things are pretty much indestructible, and then I'm also glad that I actually bought that as well. You know, the grappler, because you know, that's like a lot of work already done, right? I mean, if it took me 2 days to weld the stupid boxes together just for the 2 forks, then just imagine how much time it would take me to weld like this part together, the center part. Dude, that's at least an entire week's worth of work right over there. Plus the cylinders, they already have their mounts, right? So I don't need to do, I don't need to trouble the stupid drill press over there. Got a bunch of holes already drilled. So yeah, I'm actually really glad that I bought that thing. Really will make this entire project worth it, I think. But guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up now. Technically, I'm gonna pick up the work almost immediately, but first I'm gonna go clean my face up, then I'm gonna go shave that crap off, and afterwards I'm just gonna go to bed. But I'm not gonna go to bed, I'm gonna go fall through the bed, because under the bed we have the bathroom where a bathtub full of Captain Crunch is waiting for me. So I'm gonna land in that, eat that, and then I'm gonna get back to work, because that's where I get all my energy. Don't tell anyone. Good night, my sweet prince. Got to end the scene with absolute darkness. Kuraa, kes selle siia pani? Pirss.